Hey everyone, welcome back or welcome to the channel. My name is Savannah and welcome back to Tiny Glade. We're jumping back in today. After a while, I just felt the need to build something cute and easy, and Tiny Glade is just the epitome of that cozy, cute building game. If you're new and you don't know what Tiny Glade is, you haven't seen it before, it's quite literally just a virtual build what you want game. You place down buildings, you place down paths and windows and doors. It kind of auto-generates a lot of the decoration and details depending on where you put things, and some different creators are building some really insane things. I had the itch to jump back into Tiny Glade because for whatever reason, the algorithm on my social medias was showing me a ton of Tiny Glade content, and the stuff that people are coming up with, the amount of detail that can be achieved is phenomenal. Now, I don't get anywhere close to the amount of detail that I was seeing and trying to emulate in this. I haven't played in quite a while, and there's been a major update since I played before, so I wanted to get in and explore that update. The biggest thing that came with that is stairs. So stairs were added to the game in this major update. You can have stairs, curved, straight stairs. You can play with the color of them. They also turn into platforms. You can even have levitating platforms. It's really cool, where if you build like a platform bridge across and there's no support for it, the bricks kind of start floating all magical like. I obviously didn't include that in this build today, but it gives me some ideas for the future. It also introduced various cobblestone paths. So you can see I have a little bit of a dirt path there in front of this house, and then after I kind of build the main building here and I start exploring for the surrounding decor and stuff, I figure out that those path textures are new and that they're there. I actually had no idea. I went into this a little blind, knowing that Tiny Glade had introduced an update, but not really playing around with it or read about it a lot. So I just kind of, again, I just went in blind. But yeah, there's 3 different cobblestone pathwork textures, which are absolutely gorgeous. You can see towards the end, I will use those paths and I kind of just dot them here and there so that they're not solid cobblestone paths, but there's just kind of a hint of like little rocks peeking through the dirt path up to the house. The update also included new floor textures, which I don't really play around with too much, but they are gorgeous. I think there are 5 or 6 new floor textures, or maybe there's 5 new ones and included with the one we had makes 6. But yeah, you can play around with those, different colors. There's also some new kind of detailing with like the plaster on the wall, how much brick you kind of want to show through, which is really cool. That's what I used in this build here. It's kind of like a stone building, but some of that kind of plaster has fallen off, and so you're seeing the brickwork underneath. The thing that I didn't actually realize was in the update until after I was done building this is that we now have the ability to cycle through the clutter, cycle through the decor items, which is beautiful. In a past update, they made it so the decor items could be moved and duplicated, and they didn't have to be attached to a door or a window, which is absolutely phenomenal for somebody like me that likes to create pretty things. I need all those clutter items to decorate around whatever it is I'm building, but you can just kind of have one generate and then cycle through it. You'll see a little bit later, I did kind of the old school method where I placed a little building off to the side. I placed a door and then I just kept clicking on the door until what I needed showed up, and then I would click it and move it away and then generate more kind of clutter. And so that's how I was doing it in this video, but there is a much easier way now. They also added a couple things that don't really make a whole difference to me, but a couple different like photo mode filtered, which is pretty cool, an autosave and backup menu feature, and then I think just some like visual changes and graphic updates and things. Oh yeah, I see here's where I'm pulling out all the clutter that I could possibly want. There is a lot of clutter items, but I still want more. I would still love different varieties of potted plants, or the ability to change the color of the plants that get kind of generated or that are available in the game. I would love different flowers, just like as a texture tool, or the terrain paint tool, different colored flowers, different kinds of flowers, things like that. But you know, with games like this, I'm always kind of wanting more because I enjoy them so very much. So I want everything to build with. I want all the decor items, all the clutter items, and then all the different variations possible. Just as much freedom as I can possibly have. But yeah, so that's about it for the update, I believe. I do want to go back in and play around with the snowy map. I almost made kind of a wintry kind of castle cottage thing. But then I had a reference picture that I was working off of here, and it kind of just interested me a little bit more, to build this kind of, I'm just calling it I think I'm going to end up calling it just like a cabin near the forest, or cabin on the edge of the forest. I don't really want to call it cabin in the woods or something like that, because that makes me think of the Scary Movie, and that's not what this is. This is not haunted or scary in any way. This is supposed to be very cute and cozy and fun. I'm doing like a little, what would you call it, like a little wood storage area off the side here. I do end up putting a chimney on the back, so inside obviously has a little fireplace, so we need lots of firewood for that fireplace. There's going to be a little garden over on the left hand side and a little like water well on the right hand side, and so I tried my best to do as much little detail as I possibly could. I didn't really have that much of a backstory for why I was building this, or who this house belongs to, or anything like that, which I should put a little bit more effort into thinking of, I think, because I think it would help me with like a direction of my build and what I wanted to do. You can see me there. I was playing around with the stairs. It took me just a minute to get the hang of what the heck I was doing. And then now I'm playing around with the pathing tools, adding just a little bit of stone here and there throughout the path to give it a little bit more detail and a little bit more texture. I am nearly done. This whole thing took me maybe about an hour, and part of that was off screen playing around with the stairs, kind of trying to figure out how they work before I actually started building something. So this really doesn't take me that long, which as of right now, I'm still, if you've been following along on the channel, still dealing with an injury to my leg/back, which makes sitting for long periods of time kind of painful, which really sucks, and is the main reason why content has been so incredibly slow, because if I can't sit at my computer, I can't play the games, I can't record, can't do any of that. So that is kind of a bummer. I do feel like I'm making improvements, but the injury is estimated to have like months of recovery time, which is kind of sad, but at least we're recovering. So long story short, still dealing with that, getting better every day, but it's not perfect yet. So having these little bits of, having this game that I can play little bits of and still create something cool and fun and complete is really beneficial right now. I've been playing a lot of console gaming recently because sitting on the couch and being able to ice my leg there is a lot more comfortable. But yeah, so I definitely wanted to jump back in and do something content created wise, and so Tiny Glade was absolutely perfect. Not to mention how relaxing and cozy it is. I always feel so much better after playing the game. I can kind of turn my mind off and forget about what I'm doing in the real world, which is great because life has been a bit stressful lately. Work has been a bit stressful, and I'm gonna need that going forward because I'm looking at a very busy end of my year. Not only with content creation and things like Jurassic World Evolution 3 coming out, I've got some series planned for Planet Zoo. I'm still desperately trying to get into Planet Coaster 2, but I also have some work-related stressors, and it's going to be pretty busy for me. But there you go. There's my little life update. We are nearly done with this little house on the edge of the forest kind of thing. I'm just going to fill it in with a bunch of trees just to give it the proper background. I'm going to delete everything that I kind of spawned on the side there, generated on the side that I didn't end up using. And I think I add just a little bit more flowers and things. I was actually a little bit proud of myself because I didn't add like a pond or anything like that. And I usually with Tiny Glade end up adding water into almost everything that I build just because it generates little ducks and it's very, very cute. But I didn't do that. I wanted to do something a little bit different today. And yeah, so we're adding the little chimney, and then that's going to be about it. We're going to jump to our little end glamour shot here. Here's our finished little house. I'm super happy with how it came out. I think it's super cozy with a couple little balconies and the little wood storage on the bottom, the well on the right hand side, and the little garden out the front door. So do let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye!